Hey everyone, and welcome to the Rabona TV Weekender. I'm Adrian, your host, and I'll be guiding you through all of the action from this weekend from Europe's top 5 leagues. Plus, we usually add another league in there, but I'm not doing that this week, and I'll explain why soon, because I think you're gonna like it. Somehow. Also, if you're watching the Manchester United vs Sevilla Champions League match tomorrow all alone, then why not watch it while also tuning into our watch along, so that you can chat with me live, as well as tons of other like-minded football fans from around the world. It's a good time. We'll go live around 5 minutes before kickoff, so 12:40 p.m. PST, 3:40 p.m. Eastern Time, and 7:40 p.m. GMT, I think. Daylight saving times hit North America this weekend, and it's making everything confusing. So as part of our weekly world-expanding league coverage where we strive to become globally conscious beings, I was thinking, and let me know if you're into it, I want you guys to have more of a say in this channel, and I thought it could be cool if instead of me talking about a random league from around the world, maybe you guys could contribute once in a while. You know, send me a 1-minute-ish clip of you speaking about what happened in the league that you follow and that you care about, how the results went, how they have repercussions on the title race, etc, etc. Does that sound interesting to anyone? For example, my guy Yusuf hit me up on Twitter asking me to cover the Turkish league this weekend, and that got me thinking, like, how sick would it be if I had you guys taking part in talking about the leagues that you care so much about? So if that sounds interesting to you guys, then comment below and I'll gauge the response and we'll sort of go from there, because there would have to be some strict deadlines and stuff like that, so it might not work. Anyway, now to England, where the biggest match of the weekend occurred at an ungodly hour. We're talking Manchester United versus Liverpool, and we're talking 4:30 a.m. Why? That's the hour that you put like West Brom versus Leicester at, or Leicester, by the way, well, they beat West Brom 4-1 away as the Foxes climbed up to 8th and West Brom continued to live in the land of the L's with 20 points dead last. 6 losses in a row. Unfortunate. But anyways, sorry for getting sidetracked there. United vs Liverpool played out about as you'd expect, with Jose Mourinho, borrowing some ideologies and words of credence from his compatriot Carlos Carvalhal, who said of beating Liverpool, "If you put a Formula 1 in London at 4 o'clock in traffic, it will not run very fast. That must be what we do against Liverpool. Make them play the way they don't like." And that's more or less what Mourinho did in this one. He shut Liverpool down. But Liverpool didn't help their own cause by not showing up until after the half. In Marcus Rashford's first Premier League start of 2018, he scored twice within 24 minutes. His scoring record against big teams is great, as 6 of his 15 Premier League goals have come against top 6 teams. Also, against said big 6 teams, his conversion rate is 29%. Against other teams, it's just 10%. Lukaku played a major role in both goals, however, as he totally sunned Dejan Lovren. Once Van Dijk and Lovren switched sides, however, Van Dijk did a much better job against Lukaku in containing him and winning aerial battles against him. So, United have extended their lead to 4 points ahead of Liverpool for the 2nd place title. United still have to play City and Arsenal on the way, while Liverpool just have Chelsea as far as Big 6 opposition. Typically though, the Big 6 isn't a problem for them. Elsewhere, we had West Ham taking on Burnley, which was the weirdest of matches. Fans running onto the pitch, Mark Noble giving said fans a rollicking, fans fighting each other in the stands, West Ham showing no fight on the pitch, and they got thrashed 3-0 by Burnley. Thrashed. Oh, and I mentioned Carlos Carvalhal earlier. His Swansea team was in tough against Huddersfield, as Jordan Ayew was sent off in the 11th minute, and congrats! That was the fastest red card of this Premier League season so far. So, Carlos Carvalhal took the Huddersfield F1, or maybe Huddersfield is just a Ferrari. We'll go with a Ford Focus. Hey man, Ford Focuses are relatively nice now. But he took Huddersfield's Ford Focus and put it in London traffic, letting them attempt 30 shots and rounding out a 0-0 draw. And Swansea, they had 0 shots in retaliation. Crazy. Chelsea were able to slip past Crystal Palace 2-1, having a super frustrating night. Morata got so frustrated, in fact, that he came off the bench and got his 10th yellow card of the season, meaning he will be suspended for the upcoming matches against Burnley and Tottenham. He now has as many Premier League yellow cards as he does Premier League goals. Perhaps the biggest upset of the weekend saw Watford lose to Minnows Arsenal. I'm kidding, Arsenal fans. You've had enough abuse lately from your club and other fans. Things looked up though. You had Cech getting his 200th Premier League clean sheet in a match where he had to earn it as well, stopping a penalty in the 61st minute. Aubameyang scored, Mkhitaryan scored, and Ozil got his 50th assist. He's taken the least amount of time to hit that half century in assists of all Premier League players ever. Oh, and finally, Spurs came from behind against Bournemouth big time. more than came back. They stomped him 4-1 without Harry Kane as he went off injured in the first half. No matter though, as Ronaldo scored yet another brace. That's 6 goals in his last 4 matches across all competitions. However, that injury to Kane's ankle is a bit of a concern as it was the same ankle he injured before, so hopefully he won't be out for too long. Okay, to Germany, where Bayern Munich had a hard time not scoring against Hamburger. They always smash these guys though, as in their last 7 Bundesliga meetings, Bayern have won every single one, outscoring Hamburger 31-1. Yes, you heard me correctly. Bayern Munich have scored 31 goals against Hamburg in their last 7 matches, while Hamburg have scored once. Schalke got their 4th win in a row, defeating Mainz 1-0 away, so they sit in 2nd place. However, the most exciting match was no doubt courtesy of Borussia Dortmund and Eintracht Frankfurt, as the latter tried to bust into the top 4. Luka Jovic came off of the bench to make it 1-1. That was his 4th substitute goal appearance. Substitute goal of the season, I should say. Michy Batshuayi decided to show that he could do the same, coming off the bench to score and make it 2-1 in the 77th, only for Danny Blum to level it in the 91st. But the Batsman wasn't done there, as he took a touch, spun, and rifled a vicious volley into the top corner to give Dortmund the 3-2 win. That goal, scored at 93 minutes and 26 seconds, that was the latest that Dortmund has scored this season. And it was his 7th goal for Dortmund after he went 5 matches without scoring. He could be finding form at the right time too, as Dortmund could really use some goals from him against Salzburg this week in the Europa League. In Italy, Napoli. Just when we were hoping someone would change up the Juventus monotony and monopoly at the top of the table, it's looking like the wheels are beginning to fall off. After losing 4-1 to Roma last week, this week they went away to Inter, the masters of simply not losing. Of course, this one played out to a 0-0 draw, meaning Inter grabbed their 10th draw of the season and Napoli equaled their longest streak without conceding on the road. That's 5 games straight now. Unfortunately for them, however, Paulo Dybala, and in turn Juventus, are coming into form as they beat Udinese 2-1 to move a point past Napoli with a match in hand still. Dybala scored a brace, including yet another free kick, his 8th in the Serie A alone this season. He's now sitting on 17 goals and 3 assists from 22 Serie A appearances. He's truly killing it, and that's 4 goals in his last 3 matches. It was a landmark day for Milan as well, as 1. Andre Silva scored a 94th minute winner for the Rossoneri, meaning they now have won 4 Serie A matches in a row without conceding once. That's a good way to come back from your Arsenal blip. And 2, that was Andre Silva's first Serie A goal, which is insane. He scored about 6 in the Europa League, however, so it was only a matter of time. I know people are saying he's trash, but give the kid a chance. He was great at Porto, and his international record speaks for itself. I think it's like 11 goals in 18 appearances, which is not too bad. He's still young, guys. Keep believing in him. So with that win and Sampdoria losing, Milan have finally moved up into 6th place, now only 5 points behind their crosstown rivals. Another match this weekend and yet another late goal in second half stoppage time as Ciro Immobile scored an incredible flick with his back to the goal to make it 2-2 for Lazio against Cagliari. Roma grabbed a 3-0 win over Torino on Friday as they continue to sneak up the table. They now sit in 3rd actually, after overtaking the aforementioned Lazio. The Serie A is back, man, and it's looking good at the top. Know who else is looking good these days? Cristiano Ronaldo, as he and Madrid went away to Eibar and squeezed out a 2-1 win. Speaking of squeaking out, Sergio Ramos went missing for 10 minutes towards the end of the match against Eibar. Without any substitutes to replace him, he ran to the dressing room because he, quote, shit himself a little bit, according to Zinedine Zidane. Hey man.
You gotta go.
But besides that, Ronaldo scored his 17th and 18th goals of the season, as he scored in 9 of his last 10 matches with a haul of 17 goals in that time. 17 goals in his last 10 matches, and with 3 assists to boot. Insane. Back in Madrid, Atletico marched on with a routine 3-0 win over Celta Vigo, and perhaps Antoine Griezmann's record isn't as good as Ronaldo's, but he still scored 11 goals in his last 10 matches, with 9 of his last 11 shots on target all being goals. Valencia have fully come back to life after a bobble a month or 2 ago, as they are undefeated in their last 6 matches, with 5 of those being wins. Their latest? A handy 2-0 away win against Sevilla, courtesy of a brace from Rodrigo Moreno, my one true love. How I miss him at Benfica. That's 3 goals in his last 2 starts, as Valencia are now just 1 point behind Madrid, man. The race for 3rd will be legit. The leaders, FC Barcelona, had to do without Messi against bottom of the table Malaga. Barcelona was fine, though, winning 2-0 with goals from Luis Suarez and Coutinho, the dynamic duo, and the dynamic Dembele was on fire in this one as well, as he grabbed an assist and had a great performance overall. Things are turning around for this guy. 2 assists in 2 starts. Hey, baby steps. By the way, Luis Suarez completed the set against Malaga, as he has now scored against every single opposition that he has faced in La Liga. And that's 25 different teams, so he does it against anyone. He doesn't care. He'll score against Madrid. He'll score against his kid's team. Doesn't matter. By the way, Messi was too busy completing his hat trick of sons. So congrats to him and his wife on the birth of their 3rd son. Lionel, I know you watch this show religiously, so all the best to you, my friend. We got France on deck? You know we do, as every single team in the top 5 all won. What better way for PSG to get happy again than to play against bottom of the table FC Metz and beat them 5-0, taking their goal scored for the season up to 91. Still waiting on the notion of defending to be introduced to the lower teams in Ligue 1. Monaco made sure to keep the points difference between them and the leaders at a respectable 14 as they beat Strasbourg 3-1. By the way, Leonardo Jardim must be a total don when it comes to finishing and shooting drills, as his team has converted 14 of their last 20 shots on target. Marseille beat Toulouse 2-1 thanks to a goal from substitute Kostas Mitroglou in the 78th minute. In fact, he scored 35 seconds after getting onto the pitch, which was the fastest goal scored by the Ligue 1 substitute this season. And finally, Lyon snapped their 3-match drawing streak as they beat Caen 1-0 at home. That was the nice bit of revenge, as Caen actually beat Lyon in the Coupe de France on March 1st. So revenge is a dish best served out of a can. And that will be all, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. If you have nobody to watch the Manchester United versus Sevilla match with, then hey, you know who to hit up. Me and a bunch of other subscribers are going to be watching that tomorrow, so we can talk about the happenings live, banter, etc. I'm Adrian. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you tomorrow.